"That was a long, long time ago," said the innkeeper, "and a long, long way away. But the memories of people are also long, and nobody has forgotten anything about my own sad, strange part in all of this, unless maybe they have forgotten the truth about it. But you can never blame people for forgetting the truth, because it is, after all, such a subtle and evasive commodity. In fact, all that distinguishes a truth from a lie may finally be no more than just the flutter of an eyelid or the tone of a voice. If I were to say, "I believe," that would be a lie. But if I were to say, "I believe," that might be the truth. So I do not blame posterity for forgetting the subtleties and making me out to be the villain of the piece, the heartless one who said, "No room, no room." I'll even grant you that a kind of villainy may be part of the truth. But if you want to speak the whole truth, then you will have to call me a villain with a catch in your voice, at least a tremor, a hesitation maybe, with even the glitter of almost a tear in your eye. Because nothing is entirely corrupt, you know, not even the human heart. I speak to you as people of the world, not as idealists, but as realists. Do you know what it is like to run an inn? To run a business, a family, to run anything in this world for that matter? Even your own life? It is like being lost in a forest of 1,000,000 trees. And each tree is a thing to be done. Is there fresh linen on all the beds? Did the children put on their coats before they went out? Has the letter been written, the book read? Is there money not enough left in the bank? Today we have food in our bellies and clothes on our backs. And what can we do to make sure that we will have them still tomorrow? 1,000,000 trees, 1,000,000 things. Until finally we have eyes for nothing else. And whatever we see turns into a thing. The sparrow lying in the dust at your feet. Just a thing to be kicked out of the way, not the mystery of death. The calling of children outside your window, just a distraction. An irrelevance, not life, not the wildest miracle of them all. That whispering in the air that comes sudden and soft from nowhere, only the wind. Just the wind. Of course, I remember very well the evening they arrived. I was working on my accounts and looked up just in time to see the woman coming through the door. She walked in that slow, heavy-footed way that women have in the last months, as though they are walking in a dream or at the bottom of the sea. Her husband stood a little behind her, a little tongue-tied, helpless kind of man. I thought, I cannot remember either of them saying anything, although I suppose some words must have passed, but at least it was mostly silence, the clumsy silence of the poor. You know what I mean. It was clear enough what they wanted. The stars had come out, I remember. I remember the stars perfectly, though I don't know why I should, sitting inside as I was. And my wife's cat jumped up onto the table where I was sitting. I had not stood up, of course. There was mainly just silence. And then it happened in much the way that you have heard. I did not lie about there being no room left. There really was none. Though perhaps if there had been a room, I might have lied. As much for their sakes as for the sake of the inn. Their kind would have felt more at home in a stable. That's all, and I do not mean that unkindly either. God knows. Later that night, when the baby came, I was not there. I was lost in the forest somewhere, the unenchanted forest of a million trees, a million things. 15 steps to the cellar and watch out for your head going down. Firewood to the left. If the fire goes out, the heart freezes. Only the wind. The wind. I speak to you as people of the world. So when the baby came, I was not around, and I saw none of it. As for what I heard, just at that moment itself of birth, when nobody turns into somebody, I do not rightly know what I heard. But this I do know. My own true love. All your life long, you wait for your own true love to come. We all do, all of us. Our destiny, our joy, our heart's desiring. So how am I to say it, ladies and gentlemen? When he came, I missed it. Pray for me, brothers and sisters. Pray for the innkeeper. Pray for me and for us all, my own true love. Friends, how can we, in preparation for this new year to come, make sure that we don't focus on the million trees in our lives and end up missing the one who truly brings hope, joy, peace, and love to transform our hearts and our world? How do we make sure that we are not the innkeeper who misses that unbelievable once-in-a-lifetime moment? That is our challenge this Christmas season. To keep Christ at the center of our lives, our thoughts, our words, our actions. Amen. Amen.